Hey guys, it's Melissa here from melissaoatman.com. Welcome to Awaken Your Inner Awesomeness, a daily podcast devoted to spirituality and self-help. If you're new, I want to welcome you. If you're returning, welcome back. So today I want to talk to you about letting go. But when I say letting go, I'm talking about letting go of emotions. There are so many of us who have been through just amazingly horrific things. That's like the only way I know how to put it. We've had awful things happen to us in our lives. And if you're like me, I was always one of those people who is I tried to be strong and not let my emotions get the best of me. But there is a point in which you do need to release your emotions, and that it's okay to cry or to get upset and feel those emotions. Now, you always hear me talking about don't let your emotions get the best of you. That's a totally different thing. When I tell you not to let your emotions get the best of you, I'm talking about when things happen that are beyond your control. Don't let it ruin your day. But this is when you genuinely have a reason to be upset and to cry. We need to express that. For example, if you're experiencing a broken heart, and everyone does, believe me, I've been there a few times in my life. I've only had a few serious relationships where it meant so much to me that when they ended, I was upset and devastated and cried. Only a couple of times. But a few of those relationships were so deep that it cut very deeply when those ended. And I was always that person who was like, I'm not going to show anyone that I'm upset. I'm just going to push through it. It's going to be fine. And I talk about this in a whole chapter in my book, Beautifully Broken. I talk about how if you don't feel your emotions and express them, it's going to come out. It's going to come out anyway, because pushing it down for so long, all it does, it doesn't make it go away. It's still there. All it does is push it down. And the more stuff that piles up that you just keep pushing down, one day that's all going to come exploding out. And generally, I say this in my book, generally it happens in a public place and you ugly cry in a public place. Like if you go have a drink with your friends, all of a sudden something triggers you, like a song comes on or something, and you just ugly cry everywhere. It happens. We're human. It happens to the best of us. But it doesn't have to happen that way. If we deal with our emotions, and I truly believe you have to deal with it and feel them in order to heal them. We have to. And it's messy and it's ugly. And I'm one of those people, I have a really hard time with this sometimes. And I try to think about why do you have to be so strong? Why do you feel like you can't express your emotion? And a big part of that goes all the way back to my childhood. I remember when I would start crying about something, and please know that I am not criticizing my parents in any way, because I believe that parents, we do what our parents did until we know better, and we don't come with instruction manuals, and our parents are doing the best that they can. They just oftentimes don't have the tools that they needed to help us. But when I was little and I would cry, I would always get this, I'll give you something to cry about, like stop crying, And I know that most likely when I cried when I was younger, it was because probably I didn't get my way, because we tend to do that when we're younger, and probably did it in a public place. So the stop crying was basically stop throwing a tantrum in the middle of a public place, which, is inappropriate. But as a kid, we don't know how to express ourselves. Like that's us expressing our needs, right? Saying, I'm unhappy. My needs aren't being met. And, we're looking for our parents to help us fix that. We form these attachments to our parents because they're the ones who take care of us. But then we still have this attachment to them. And when we don't get our needs met, it's like, whoa, what just happened here? And then we learn to not depend on other people and to not rely on other people, but to rely on ourselves. And my whole life, it's like I've always had this wasn't maybe explicitly expressed that you have to be strong, but it was there. My whole life I was told, you need to be strong. You need to, I don't even know what some of the things that just different people have said to me, but it's basically get over it. You know what I mean? Like, get over it. Like, be strong. Like, chin up. Just pay that no mind. Go on with your life. You'll be fine. Which is the worst advice. That's horrible. Like, you should be able to express your emotions. And I realize that there are times when I know it's okay to cry and express my emotions, but there are times when I'm like, oh, I need to be strong and I need to not express anything, and that's not true. You should be able to express your emotion. And there were other times in my life too where I got told that my crying was trying to manipulate someone else when it wasn't. It wasn't. Like, I don't use emotion, like I don't cry to try to make someone feel bad. I don't. Like, if I'm crying, I am genuinely upset because I try not to cry. Like, I don't want to cry in front of people or in public, and that's been my whole life. So when I've had people before, and I understand because my ex-husband used to use tears as manipulation all the time. He could cry at the drop of a hat. He did use it that way. If I would say like, well, I remember talking about like, I don't want to be married to you anymore. And then like the tears would just flow. And yes, that's a genuine reason to be upset and to want to cry, but he would do it at other times too, where, we'd have an argument and he'd just start crying and I would feel bad and give in to him. And I realized like he could cry at the drop of a hat. So he used that as manipulation. But I had someone accuse me of crying to manipulate them to get their way. And I'm like, whoa, like I don't just start crying to make you feel bad. Trust me, I'm doing everything in my power to not cry in front of you because I don't want to be that vulnerable to people sometimes, from what happened as I was growing up. Like, I feel like, I don't feel that way now, but I used to feel like tears were a sign of weakness because it was a sign that I'm not able to handle something. And that's not what it means at all. It means what I'm going through is really rough and it's painful and I need to be able to express that I'm hurting, that I'm in pain, and I need to be able to move on from that. So that is one thing that makes me so upset is I know people do it. I know people will manipulate and they will cry on the spot because I've been a victim of that too. But when people say to me like, oh, are you crying to make me feel bad? No, I can't control it right now. Like, if I could, I would, because I'm the type of person that just doesn't want to like cry in front of you. But you do need to get your emotions out. You do. And so you need to find, for me, I don't generally do it in public. Like, if I can, I just go into my room, or if I'm taking a bath at night, that's where I usually end up like letting everything go because, again, I'm not trying to manipulate anyone. I'm trying to feel better. And the only way you can do that is to really feel the pain because there's often a lesson in that. Like, why am I feeling this way? What is it really about? When someone says something hurtful to you or does something, it's generally there's something deeper going on. Like, they've triggered something within you. And that's what we have to figure out is, okay, what was the trigger? Why do I feel this way? Because it's not just, well, somebody said I look stupid. It's not just about that. They trigger us so that we can understand the deeper hurt that we have. And usually if it's that someone said you were dumb or something like that, the trigger is that you don't believe in yourself. You don't feel like you're intelligent enough or capable enough. There's a much deeper thing going on. So these people who hurt us are actually doing us a favor if we want to look at it like that. And I know that's a very strange and odd way to look at it, but it's very helpful if you look at it that way. Because when we look at it that way, like, this person was supposed to do what they did that hurt us because we were supposed to learn a lesson. Like, our soul mission was to come here to learn and to grow. And you can't do that. If your life is like rainbows and sunshine all the time and you never have any problems, you would never learn anything. Like, you're not a soul that is growing. And I'm not criticizing anyone. I don't know anyone's life story, but those of you who've gone through so much, it's because you chose to come here and to accelerate your soul's growth. And I know I've said this so many times, we're all thinking like, why did I do this? Why did I sign up for this? I get it. You know my life story. It hasn't been all rainbows and sunshine. But I know that all of the things that have happened in my life have helped to shape me to be who I am, and have helped me to break free from like family curses. And I don't mean like an actual curse, but you know what I mean? Like the same patterns of behavior that my family has been repeating for generation after generation after generation. I'm here to break that and to form new and better patterns of behavior for my future generations. Because I tell you what, there are times when I look at my own family and I'm like, how did I end up in this family? Like, how did I end up here? I love them, but I don't understand some of the very like low frequency things that they do. Like being jealous, starting fights. Like, I don't understand that. I really don't. Like, to me, I wish everyone could just get along. And that sounds very cliche, but I do. I don't want drama. I just want peace in my life. And before, because I always had drama growing up, there was always some. We had a joke, my sister and I, and even my daughter, at my grandma's funeral, before it, my daughter said, "Is there anybody we're not speaking to?" And that sounds terrible. And it's not us not speaking to someone, but, people within the family, like, are there people not speaking? And my sister said the same thing. And we are all like, oh my gosh, we all said the same thing at the same time. Like, is there somebody we're not speaking to, or somebody mad? And I hate that feeling of having to walk on eggshells is a terrible feeling. And we grew up in that environment. It's very toxic. And I want, in my own life, I just want peace. That's all I want. And that's all I've ever wanted. And I used to partake in the drama. And now I'm just at a place where, no, I don't want to do that anymore. No. I'm like, if you don't like me, there's not really a lot I can do about it. It is what it is. I am who I am, like me or not. Oh well. I don't want the drama. And we have to get to a place like that in our lives. And so if your heartache is coming from someone else, and maybe you're having an argument, what I have learned, if you still want that person to be in your life, let's say it's with a family member and you're like, well, I have to have that person in my life. I mean, you don't, but if you want that person in your life, the biggest thing that I've learned is to let go of control of what's happening. Give it over to your spiritual team. We can pray that Archangel Uriel is the archangel who helps with broken hearts. And it's Archangel Shamuel helps with relationships. So we can pray to those archangels and just say, look, I need peace in my life, and please help to resolve this situation for everyone's highest good in a way that's fair. You can call on Archangel Raguel and Gabriel to help with communication. When I have to speak to someone and I really am dreading it because I have to maybe speak about things that are not so pleasant, I call on them, Archangel Gabriel and Archangel Raguel, to help give me the words that I need to say and to help whoever I have to speak to understand it in a way that it is meant, so that my meaning is not skewed, because some people hear things from their own perspective and they don't hear it in the way that you meant it. And I would never try to resolve an argument over text. That is just, you're setting yourself up for failure there, because your meaning can be so misconstrued when there's no tone behind it. And we convey tone with our voice, right? It goes up, it goes down, but in a text there's no tone, and it's hard to read what someone means when you write a text. So I would definitely speak with someone if you're trying to resolve something. But you have to let go. You have to let go and let God. Really, you do. And even when you're trying to heal yourself and heal those emotions, you have to let go and you have to let God. And one of the ways to do that is to feel your emotions, get them out, and just have an honest conversation. I tell God everything. Like, seriously, I have an honest conversation, even the not so good things, because everyone thinks, oh, well, you need to speak respectfully and all of this. You know what? When something angers me and I'm mad about something, I'm very honest about that. You know what, God? This made me mad. I'm very mad that this happened. Because you have to get out that emotion, but we can't stay in that place. Okay, I'm very mad that this happened. I'm angry that this was allowed to happen. Help me understand this. Why did it happen? What is going on? What am I supposed to learn? What is the purpose behind this? There is a purpose behind every pain. There is, I promise you. But it's about digging deeper and asking, what is the purpose? And then you can also ask, please help to heal my heart, the other person's heart. Help us to heal. Heal this relationship. And if it's not someone, if it's boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, it's not someone that necessarily has to stay in your life. I always say, if it's for my highest good, and I'm here to tell you that universe will answer, so be prepared for that answer, because if it is not for your highest good, that person will be taken out of your life. I don't mean they're going to be killed off. I don't mean that. We're not on a soap opera. But I mean, they may drift away from your life, but you have to let it go, because it doesn't mean they can't drift back in. But if they're drifting away, there's a reason. There's a reason that the universe is not allowing that to come together at this time. I always firmly believe in divine timing. And sometimes we just are ready to settle for something that's not even that good for us. We might think this was the best thing that ever happened to me. And then the universe is like, actually, there's somebody better. Or there's a better situation, a better job, a better this, a better that. And we can't see that because in our own minds we think like, this is the best it's going to get. But if you've never had better, how do you know that? You know what I mean? Like, we think this is what I need, this is what I want. It's sort of like, let me give you a story to explain what I'm talking about. When I was little, we would go to like Ponderosa, it was Bonanza at the time. And, my mom would let us get a steak there. And I thought, this is the best steak ever, because I had no experience with other steaks. Now, as an adult, now I've been to many amazing steakhouses. Going back to Bonanza, I'd be like, oh, this is not a good steak. But as a kid, I had no other experience from other steaks. I thought this was the best because it was good, but it wasn't, I'd never had anything else. So I thought it was the best in my opinion. And now going back, it's like, oh, this is like dog food or cat food, like this is not the greatest because I've had much better. But you don't know that. You don't know that until you've experienced it. So some of you are in relationships and you're like, this is the best thing ever. And the universe is like, no, it's really not. There's something better. And we have to trust and learn to let go. It's hard when you're in the moment, but I'm here to tell you that if you trust and you let go, you will be amazed at what the universe brings to you. And it's okay to shed tears over what was. It is. But don't stay in that place of despair. Feel your emotions and then actively try to use the tools like the meditation, EFT tappings, affirmations. I love affirmations. To get you out of that mindset. And it works because, let me tell you, when things pop up for me and I start using those affirmations, number one, it takes me out of that negative mindset and puts me on the path to being more positive. And number two, things start shifting. Because you're putting a vibration out there now to the universe that I'm open to receiving better. I know things are working out. I love my life. Things are getting better and better. I mean, doesn't that make you feel better to hear that? Things are getting better and better. I am open to receiving blessings. So many blessings are pouring in. I don't know about you, but that just makes me feel good inside. And part of that is your self-talk. You've got to start being your own coach and really giving yourself the best pep talks, because that's what's going to get you through too. If you're in this place of, I will never find anything better. Well, I don't know about you, but that just makes me want to go and hide and hibernate and never come out again, because you think that life, like you've already had the best and there's never going to be that again. It's not true. Instead, the best is yet to come. I am on the way to beautiful blessings. I know they're coming. I know they're coming. So you've got to feel those emotions. Journaling is a great way to really help you process everything. You can sit down and write down what happened, like you're just a person who observed it. Sometimes that helps us to figure out, what was the point? What was the purpose in this? Otherwise, if you don't do that, it's sort of like when you watch a movie that's very confusing and has a weird plot, and then afterwards it's over and you're like, well, I just wasted 2 hours of my life and I don't really understand what the point of that movie was. Well, that's how life is. If you never stop to say, why is this happening and what can I learn? It's like you're just wandering aimlessly through life like, well, things just keep happening. I guess I just keep going. No, we have control over how we react to things. We have control over whether or not we want the things to continue happening. Because here's the thing, when you process the feelings and you understand what it is and you heal the triggers and you heal the dark shadows, you don't have to go through those things anymore. Like when the universe realizes like, oh, she learned her lesson. Oh, she's broken the cycle. Those things stop happening to you. You don't have to keep learning the same lessons over and over again. Once you've learned them, the universe is like, okay, now I will say this. When you discover and you learn, sometimes little tests come back to say, did you really learn? Like a pop quiz in school. And when we realize, oh, this is a trigger. Okay, what am I going to do? I got to lean on my affirmations. I'm going to start praying. I'm going to tell the universe, I understand. I'm going to be patient. I know what's happening. It's okay. I can do this. I've got this. Then we don't have to be tested anymore. I don't know about you, but I've never been a big fan of tests. So I enjoy when I don't have to take them anymore. It's all about learning and growing. So process your emotions and learn to let go. You've really got to learn to start being in the flow of life and trusting that whatever is happening to you is happening for a higher purpose, even if it's painful, and that it's going to bring you to something better. For most people, breakups, those actually lead you to discovering who you truly are, because we realize that we weren't really being our authentic, true selves in our relationships. I wasn't. And when you have to learn who you truly are and what you love and what makes you you, and then you're ready to share that with someone else. Because you don't want to get in a relationship and lose yourself. And a lot of people do that. They're like, I don't even know who I am anymore. That's not good. You've got to be yourself and be able to have your life and your life with your partner, but it's perfectly acceptable for you to be able to have your friends still and go and do your things separately and not constantly be 24/7 with your spouse. You have to have your own life too. So just trusting and letting go and knowing, okay, the things that are happening, the reason these things are happening is that I need to learn and I need to grow. So if there's any kind of pain that you're experiencing, tap into that. Feel it and ask, why is this here? Why am I going through this? What is this about and what is this for? And see what happens. When you learn how to shift your thinking and shift your thoughts, amazing things happen. All right, guys, I did pull a card for you today, but before I pull this card, I do want to express to you that if you need someone to help you get through these emotions, and there's no shame in that. I've needed help. I've had to work with mentors. I've had to work with counselors. I've had to get people to help me because I didn't know where to start. If you need that help, do not hesitate to reach out for it. You can work with me in private coaching and we can get to the bottom of everything. You can book a reading with me if you just need clarity on something, whatever. You can work with me. You can go to my website, melissaoatman.com, and there you can purchase the sessions. I offer 30-minute coaching, 60-minute, 90 minutes, and I offer packages as well. So you save a little money if you book a package of 4 sessions. And honestly, one session doesn't really, it will help you, but you need more than one to really, because it's like layers of an onion to peel back and get everything. It really takes more than one. So check out my website if you want to purchase, and then you can just contact me and we'll set up your schedule. We'll schedule your session rather. I have evening availability right now, and Saturdays and Sundays I have like mid-morning to early afternoon available. And I've been booking up a lot. I know people are going through a lot. This energy is heavy, but it's so important, especially if we want to go into 2021 with a fresh start and really seeing all of our blessings coming in. We got to get rid of the crap that isn't serving us. We really do. All right, guys, I pulled a card for you today, and the card I pulled is from the Chakra Healing deck. And your card is Let Go. Release negative attachments. Be centered in body, mind, and spirit. Remember that you belong within Mother Earth's embrace, that Gaia's life force is your own. It flows into you and through you, propelling and protecting you, enshrouding you in peace. Let Gaia hold what is no longer yours or in service to you. And this has to do with your root chakra. Sometimes we need to balance our energy, and you can do that with a Reiki session. I have some free guided meditations on my YouTube channel that you can go and check out. And if you like those meditations, please hit the like button there and subscribe to the channel. All of those things really helps to build my channel, which allows me to keep it. So if you like those things, please support it by hitting the like button. Also, don't forget, I go live Mondays at 6:30 Central on Facebook. And if you show up for the live, I'll pull a card especially for you. All you have to do is, after I reveal the 3 cards that I've already pulled for you, in the comments, you just say, card please, and I will pull a message just for you. And everyone who shows up leaves me messages that the cards have really resonated and really helped give them guidance. So this is a free thing I offer for you. Just show up. Show up, and if you watch the replay, that's okay. You can still get messages there too. But like the video, like I said, that just helps me to be able to continue doing what I do, because I do these things to help you, and it's no cost to you, but I need people to show up, because that really, it's all about, with Facebook, the likes and the, commenting and all of that. So that really just helps me to be able to continue doing what I do and keep my channel. So I appreciate those of you who do that. And if you haven't, please show up and join us. We have a lot of fun. All right, guys, I want to thank you so much. Always, if you like this podcast, please subscribe. Please leave a positive review and share it with others. That is the highest compliment you can pay me. I want to thank you for being here with me. I really, truly am grateful that I have this platform and I'm able to come to you every day. And don't hesitate to reach out. I have people who reach out if there's a topic they'd like me to cover or they just want to reach out. Please, I love hearing from you. Do not hesitate. Thank you for showing up for me every day, and I hope to show up for you and be of service to you. I hope that you have a beautiful day today from wherever you're listening. Do something kind for yourself. You deserve it. And I am sending you so much love and light. I will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.